Realtree's Midwest Whitetail is brought to you by Cabela's, Cuddyback, America's Best Bowstrings, Drake Non-Typical, Easton Arrows, Frigid Forage, Fuse, Grizzly Coolers, and Realtree.
Day 20, November 5th. It's dark in the woods this morning. I still have that same weather system hanging over us with the heavy overcast forecast for rain later today. I'm back up on that same ridge that I hunted 2 mornings ago. I feel like this is probably the best spot, one of 2 or 3 of the most likely places for catching up with that big 7. This is a doe bedding area, and the bucks know where those does bed, and they'll cruise these spots during this part of the rut. We got, today is the 5th, so 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th, 9th, 10th, 6 days. These next 6 days are my favorite part of the whole season. So hopefully we can kick it off with some good action this morning. But if not, there's still a lot of options left and a lot of season left. Just keep hunting as smart as you can, put your time in, and wait for something good to happen. We're about 2/3 of the way through our morning sit, and I thought I'd take a minute and talk about what I do to stay warm on tree stands. This coming week, the forecast is for colder and colder temperatures. I mean, the wind chill this morning is probably mid-30s, low 30s, but by the end of the week, it could be in the teens. So the system I'm wearing right now, totally adequate for what I'm doing. I'm going to talk about that real quick, and then I'm going to talk about the changes that I'm going to have to make in order to stay warm later into this, cold snap that's coming. I always carry with me my bibs, insulated bibs, and my jacket because I sweat a lot. So I bundle those up and I carry them to the tree, put them on once I get to the base of the tree. That's a lot better for me than wearing my clothes in and then sweating and then being uncomfortable and clammy for the whole hunt. I think that's super important. This stuff is made by Drake Non-Typical. It's their Silencer series. And the stuff that I'll be wearing when it gets really cold, they've got another series of clothing that's called the Hush. I think it's the Hush series, Hydro Hush. But the advantage of that is being a more waterproof membrane, it's also windproof. And that's really important once you get the colder temperatures with the really low wind chills. You want something that's windproof. Another thing that's super important that people overlook is keeping their head warm. I've got a stocking hat that I pull on once I start to get cold in the stand. I've got a neck gaiter that Drake makes that I pull on. Some people wear face masks. That's a good idea. Some kind of something that covers everything but your eyes and your nose and your mouth. The only thing about face masks is you want to make sure that you shoot to practice with your face mask on because that will change your anchor point. With this, I'll just pull it down. That won't affect my anchor point at all. But if you're wearing a face mask, you may not have that option. It's going to change, how your eye lines up with your peep. So be sure to check that out. Then the final step is boots. I'm wearing, I'd call them mid-temperature, moderate temperature boots right now. I think there's 400 gram Thinsulate, but I've got some that are very thick, felt liner, the Cabela Saskatchewan boots. And that's what I wear when it gets really cold. So at the end of the week, I'll be wearing those Saskatchewan boots. And those things are awesome. I've never had a day in the tree where my feet got really cold wearing those, even below 0 temperatures. So you keep your head warm, keep your feet warm, and then I wear these thin gloves because I like to be able to handle my bow and handle the release aid, and I'll keep them in my pockets. That's just my solution for cold hands. But some people wear like a hand warmer muff, or they'll wear heavier gloves. But if you keep your hands, face and head and feet warm, it just seems like that carries through the whole rest of your body. It keeps you from feeling cold. One final step is I always wear a vest. And vests are great because as a bow hunter, you want to have that mobility in your arms in order to handle the bow and draw the bow, but you want that extra warmth that comes with having a vest on your core. So those are my quick cold weather hunting tips. You're going to need them by the end of the week if you're hunting anywhere in the Midwest. So I'll check back with you on Saturday and Sunday and let you know how the system is working for me when it's 15 degrees out in the morning. Talk is cheap. We'll see how it works when the chips are down. Pictures of him. He's the one that we saw in that piece of timber next to the house. We've been hanging in here as well as we can today, but it's starting to get to be just too much rain. It's about, I'd say it's about 4 or 4:30, and it was only going to be a morning hunt, but there was a fair amount of activity here, and we didn't really have any place better for the afternoon, so we decided just to stick with it. Well, it started raining around noon. So it's been raining for about the past 4 hours. I think we had about a half-hour break in there. And we had the camera covered up with washcloth that I had in my pack. So it hasn't been, I mean, once it started raining, we never saw a deer, and it hasn't been raining hard, just a medium rain. Kind of strange that the deer didn't move in this, but we'll probably stick another 15 minutes or so, just as we sort of slowly wrap up everything here in the tree, and then we're going to get out of here. It's been a depressing afternoon sitting in the rain, but tomorrow morning I'll be back out hunting. I mean, the forecast is for the rain to move out, so hopefully get some decent weather for a few days here and get on some of these bucks that we're after. So keep checking back. Tomorrow, I have high hopes for tomorrow. I think we're going to hunt closer to the house tomorrow if the wind is right, and see if we can catch that buck a little bit closer to where I think he's living.